Hi everybody, I'm here with Alex and his 1999 Mini Knightsbridge. We're just going to do the cold start video now. So when you're ready, Alex. Yes, please. Just going to film the dashboard a second. Cool. And could you give me some very gentle revs? Perfect. Hi everybody, I'm here with Alex and his 1999 Mini Knightsbridge. We're just doing the on the road video now, showing the car go for the gears, get up to some speed along these city roads, and also going to ask Alex some questions about his ownership. And yeah, so Alex, how long have you owned the car for?
So I have only owned the car for about 15 months.
Okay.
And while it has only been a short amount of ownership, it's due to personal reasons that I'm having to sell it. My health is not brilliant, but that's another story for another time.
Yeah.
However, I do know a lot of the history of the car due to the fact that this is actually my brother's old car. So while he was seeking out a really, really nice car, he started looking into the illustrious Mini Knightsbridge due to the fact that there was only a handful of them in the UK. The Mini Knightsbridge itself was actually made for the export market, the European export market, alongside the Cooper Sports 500s, the Cooper and the Mini 7 back in 1999. Now, he kept looking around and eventually was lucky enough to find it, I believe somewhere around in the Midlands, up for sale, and immediately fell in love with the car. Spent all his savings, literally put himself into debt to buy the car, because he knew that it was the car that he always dreamed of and absolutely wanted. It was only kind of after the fact of buying it did he find out how rare the car actually is. So this is actually the manual press model for the Mini Knightsbridge. So this is the one that's actually in the brochures of the original selling documentations. Like I said, it's the manual press model. The other Knightsbridge out of the 8 press models is an automatic Japanese spec. So while the car has been, used for press shows and such like, my brother was the second owner.
Fantastic.
He owned it for just shy of 15 years, 16 years, near as damn it. The only reason for him selling it was the fact that he was moving to Norway and he didn't want the car to rust under all of the salt and potential snow out there.
Yeah.
So he, unfortunately, I couldn't buy it at that point. I was doing my own projects. So he sold it to a well-known collector in the area, I'd say a long-term family friend and mini enthusiast as well, who looked after it, kept it nicely wrapped up in the garage, and also took it on the Beaujolais run, say the year before last, and had to sell it because he had 6 different minis at that point, as well as his latest, which was a Jaguar XJ from 1960, and he had to sell it to fund that one. So I then finally managed to get my hands on it.
Fantastic.
And driving it, it's an absolute pleasure. It is a work of art. I've got 3 other minis myself, and they are absolutely lovely cars. This in itself, it is something that you definitely only take out when it's dry. You take it out for pristine weather, you take it out for certain different days that you think, you know what, let's take the car out, let's take it out for a nice drive. I've used it for proms, for weddings, and taking it to quite specific mini events, and it's never let me down, and it's definitely got a good bit of gazump, as they say.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see there. Yeah.
Running through the gears.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's got a good bit of poke there, so that's bringing it up just shy of 60 there. It certainly, it flies, it handles as if it is a brand new car. As I said, there's been thousands of pounds spent over the years on the car to keep it in as pristine condition as possible. And while I was going through Minis left, right and centre, just enjoying the fact of being a Mini owner, my brother was making sure this was meticulously looked after. He had the right of the garage over my cars, which I had to always respect, because again, when I started reading into the Knightsbridge myself, did I then realise how rare this variant is. You know, there was a total of, I believe, 684 originally built, of which 680 or thereabouts, 675 to 680 went out into the European market. And as we know, there are literally 4 of them in the UK. There is the V203 press model, V208 press model, which is this one, a WREG 2000 plate, which recently sold at auction, and then there's finally an import, which is owned by a lady up in Yorkshire. She actually had to import hers back from Germany, which actually is now on a 2003 03 plate, and those, as far as we know, are the only 4 in the country.
Wow. Wow, it's a really limited edition.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks very much. You've just answered all my questions. The other, has much money been spent anything on over your ownership?
During my ownership, I have just maintained it, kept it pristinely clean. And as always, you know, making sure it's got, let's say, MOT and such like. So as it stands, it was MOT'd at the beginning of this month. I phoned up my local garage, who, you know, does a lot of work on classic cars. I said, I've got a Mini that needs an MOT. I said, it won't need anything doing to it. He laughed because he believed it's a Mini, of course it's going to need something. And when he handed it back to me less than an hour and a half later, he then went, you weren't kidding, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this car, is there? And as I said, it is been looked after. The receipts, as you can see in the photographs, there has been thousands of pounds spent on this car over the years.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Nothing too you know, expensive, nothing too kind of short of making sure that the car is always in tip-top condition and literally runs like a brand new car.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Alex. That's great. And if you look in the history and paperwork section, everything that Alex was talking about was all documented there. A lovely big pack of information there. And take a look at the detailed photos. You can see up close around the car, underneath on the engine bay, just to see how clean it is. Thank you very much for your time, and all the best with the auction.